Radio MD. RadioMD.com. Your trainer, Melanie Cole, is here to motivate and help you perform. It's time now for Train Your Body.
You know, the word metabolism is in the media all the time. Do you know what it means? Do you know how you can get it up? If you're feeling sluggish and you feel like you just don't have the energy, what real exercise is going to raise up your metabolism? Does it stay that way? Is it something that you can actually change? My guest is Dr. Len Kravitz. He's the program coordinator of exercise science at the University of New Mexico, and he's also won the Outstanding Teacher of the Year award. Welcome to the show, Dr. Kravitz. Tell us a little bit about metabolism. How can we get our metabolism up and keep it up there so we can burn calories and also have lots more energy?
Well, Melanie, it's wonderful to be with you today, and you've chosen a topic that is really very, very meaningful to so many people because a lot of our friends and colleagues have slow metabolisms. Melanie, most of these slow metabolisms are from sitting too much. Most doctors will tell you people are not born with a slow metabolism. What's happening is when you sit a lot, your metabolism actually slows down and adapts to this sedentary type of behavior. I always tell my students and people that I consult with is the first step is to get up and make movement a part of your waking life in as many ways as you can. And Melanie, to give you just a couple of numbers, you can increase your caloric expenditure about 3 times just by standing up and moving a little as compared to sitting. And so it could even be, quite a bit more. There's been some research that's shown people not exercising but just moving throughout the day can burn 300 to 500 calories more every day just by moving. They're not even exercising.
So just by moving, and we always give the examples when you want to really get a little more activity into your day, Dr. Kravitz, we say park further away, which I always do, much to the whining and complaining of my children. Mom, why are you parking so far away from the store? Taking stairs whenever you can instead of the elevator, really giving yourself that extra edge. What exercises specifically, besides just moving, and we know we've got to do that, what exercises specifically?
Can I take you a little further? We've actually advanced besides those kind of like tips to walk further from the parking lot. We actually know some better techniques. Would you like me to share some of those first?
I would like you to share some of those first.
What research has shown is if you can make the movement part of your waking life, it's going to be something you'll create as a habit. And so some of the new ideas that are coming up are like people watch TV. Every time a commercial comes on, even if you're on your remote, stand up. And it becomes a habit. People drink water multiple times a day, usually at a work site where they're at a computer desktop seated. So every time they take a drink of water, they stand up and do a little movement. People have coffee breaks and tea breaks on a regular basis every day. And now, by adding a walk break with the tea break, it adds a lot of movement. People always take a lunch break. Most people now that are doing more of this daily, we call it spontaneous activity, are doing a walk break with their lunch break. So we've kind of advanced, and the word, Melanie, that I want you to use with all your listeners is make movement seamless with your lifestyle. So it becomes your lifestyle.
Make movement seamless with your lifestyle. Now, Dr. Kravitz, when you said that, I've been sitting at this microphone for quite a while now, and I just stood right up, started marching around while you were talking, and just marching my feet up and down because the sitting, really, you do feel it. You definitely feel it. Now, if we want to get our really standardized exercise, what is your favorite metabolic boosting exercise? Is it walking? Is it building up our muscles so that then the rest of the day, work on that metabolism? Is it what we do right then, riding hard, running? What is it?
Well, Melanie, you've done your homework because you've hit on all of the major points. without a doubt, just by moving and walking, you're burning more calories from the movement. Now, if someone were to add exercise, of course, the energy expenditure of the exercise increases significantly, but a lot of people don't realize that after every exercise bout, there's what we call the exercise afterburn. And it's always going to take more time for the body to restore itself after a workout, and those are the afterburn calories that you mentioned. And you mentioned the third thing too, Melanie. Whenever someone does any type of resistance training, and Melanie, it could be body weight training. People in yoga classes do a lot of body weight resistance. So they're doing a form of resistance training as well as yoga training, because with that type of training, and of course the more you do with the resistance training venues you have in fitness facilities, you increase muscle mass. And Melanie, you mentioned it in your opening statement. By increasing your muscle mass, your body's going to burn more calories 24/7, day in and day out.
Well, that's true. And so we've got our cardiovascular, which burns those calories, gets your metabolism up while you do it. And we've got our muscular training, which burns the calories, as you say, afterburn it. Because our muscles are dense, because they're working so efficiently, they're going to be burning more calories and raising up our metabolism as a result of their efficiency. What about hormones? And, because some people say, oh, my metabolism is slow because of my thyroid, or because it's in my genetics. What about that?
Well, Melanie, I've worked with a lot of people that do have hormone problems, and it could be multifaceted, whatever hormone it is. The majority of women who go through menopause have hormonal changes. And Melanie, research shows that essentially their resting metabolic rate, the energy that keeps them alive during the day, decreases about, I would say, 10%, which, Melanie, could be anywhere from 120 to 300 calories a day, depending on how much that person, their size. What I've always done is many people can't do a workout every day, but they can add movement every day. And that's where I start really focusing on seamless movement, such as we discussed earlier in this conversation, where they're just constantly adding movement to their day. And as I mentioned earlier, research has shown people can burn from at low end 200 to the high end 500 extra calories a day by just moving. And that's been my best strategy with hormones, because, Melanie, when someone has a hormone problem, hormones don't take a break and come back and take a break. If they're down-regulated, not functioning, that means day in and day out that person is burning fewer calories. So that means the only way we can counteract it is by doing something day in and day out that adds movement and caloric expenditure to their daily life.
In the last 30 to 45 seconds, I'd like you, Dr. Kravitz, to give your favorite metabolic training exercises. Just give us a little list of 2 or 3, weight training, cardio, whatever it is, jump, squats, lunges, the ones you think are just rocking and rolling in about 30 seconds.
You've got it. Well, the best kept secret that I haven't shared with you is I'm on my mobile phone all day long. And my philosophy is I always walk and talk, as long as it's safe. Always walk and talk. And I'm burning calories like a maniac. From an exercise standpoint, I love my cardio, and I love the afterburn it gives me. From the resistance training, I love circuit training. It's great, and the afterburn is also very, very good. Plus, you're building more muscle mass, which is going to be 24/7. So walking and talking, cardio, and the resistance.
And the resistance circuit training, and with enthusiasm like that, we can burn extra calories just listening to this man. This is Melanie Cole for Radio MD. Stay well.